Azur Lane is a gacha-based action game developed by those guys. The game is loosely based off of naval warfare, primarily during the 1940s, but the game does have ships that exist today and pre-World War II as well. In the game, you play as what I assume as the Fleet Admiral, even though you're referred to as a commander, of Azur Lane, which is essentially the game's way of representing the UN, even though it didn't exist during what I can tell as is the game's main period, since factions are pretty much against each other, but I'll let somebody else fact check that. Going back to the gacha portions of the game, you essentially spend these things called wisdom cubes that represent a way to summon an anime girl that happens to also have armaments capable of destroying anything into a fine mist. Yeah, they're battleships. For lore reasons, I'm not really going to go into depth. There's a lot of lores and missions that talk about it. I'm just saying this for consistency's sake. There's probably a lot of story behind it anyways. Although there are different ways of obtaining them, mainly through events or construction. I mean ships in Azur Lane itself are essentially anime characters in the form of the ship. Each of them goes under two categories, heavy and light. Heavy ships are like battleships and carriers, whereas light ships are under destroyers and cruisers. Personally, much of the fan base is busy looking at fan service, but I actually do enjoy some of the small details that Manji puts into these ships to more accurately portray them towards their real-life counterparts. And that's about it. I'm not really going to talk about the gameplay because it's pretty generic, and gear is just a side feature for those who know life of the game. Please stop boasting about your Max New Jersey. I just happened to get it on the last day. Please stop.